Hello, and welcome to the Start Here for Space series. I'm Lesley Conn, Senior Manager of Research and Analysis for the Space Foundation. Today, we'll be discussing the global space economy. Let's begin by talking about the basis of our data. The Space Foundation, since 2006, has conducted global research on government and commercial spending. And each year, we assess how that funding has changed. Our results are published in the Space Report, which is available to subscribers online. The global space economy is divided into two main sectors, commercial and government. In the last 15 years, commercial revenue has grown from about 60% of total revenue to 80%. In 2020, we estimated the global space economy at $447 billion, with commercial revenue accounting for more than $356 billion. In the last 10 years, the global economy has grown 176%. Several estimates, including from Morgan Stanley, estimate that by 2040, the global space economy will exceed $1 trillion. Commercial revenue has two subsectors, space products and services, and infrastructure and support industries. The products and services sector is the largest. It accounts for nearly 62% of commercial revenue. This subsector includes products such as GPS-enabled apps and satellites such as Earth observation. Though the smaller subsector, infrastructure and support industry, showed the highest gain in 2020, climbing more than 16%. This subsector includes newer enterprises such as on-orbit satellite servicing and space tourism. As these newer areas mature, continued growth is expected here. Looking at government spending, this sector includes civil and military spending. In 2020, governments allocated more than $90 billion to space programs. The top three nations remained in place from 2019 to 2020. They were the United States, China, and the European Space Agency. All three increased their space spending in 2020. The U.S. by the smallest margin of 5.6%, followed by ESA at 11.4% in U.S. dollars. And China at 13% in U.S. dollars. Though the United States had the smallest annual growth, it still dominates spending above all other nations, claiming more than 63% of total government funding. In the United States, NASA funding receives nearly half of total space spending. The majority of that funding goes to science and deep space programs, such as Perseverance and Ingenuity on Mars, and the James Webb Space Telescope. When it comes to the growth of the global space economy, nothing is generating more discussion and anticipation than the return to the moon. The United States, China, India, Japan, and the United Arab Emirates are among more than a dozen nations planning moon missions by 2030. Government and private commercial spending is driving plans for scientific missions, ice mining, and even drone races broadcast from the moon. A report from NASA's Inspector General's office shows that through fiscal year 2021, funding for the Artemis program is at $43.8 billion. As all these plans are developing, one emerging area of policy discussion is how multiple governments and commercial enterprises on the moon will interact and divide resources. The Global Expert Group on Sustainable Lunar Activities launched in February 2021 to serve as a platform of information exchange. The group will operate for 2 years until it makes its final recommendations to the United Nations Committee on the Peaceful Use of Outer Space. You can see why this is such an exciting, pivotal time for space. As launch costs lower and more nations and companies provide launch services, access to space will be easier than ever, further propelling growth and creating new opportunities to work and explore space. Here are 3 important takeaways from our series today. As more governments and companies invest in space, the economy will continue to grow. New services, such as on-orbit satellite servicing, will increase market opportunities. Moon exploration will open even more avenues for technology and development. Thank you for joining me today on our episode on the global space economy for the Start Here for Space series. To learn more about the topic, you can visit us at spacesymposium365.org or thespacereport.org.